Joining me right now in this exclusive is Black Rifle Coffee Company CEO, Evan Hafer. Evan, congratulations to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Maria, for having me back. It's been 4 years, I think, since the last time I was on the show. So I felt it was important to come back and make this announcement with you.
I so appreciate that. Yeah, I remember when we talked back then 4 years ago, you were already talking about this incredible growth story that you were leading in Black Rifle Coffee. Now you're going to go public through this SPAC, a $1.7 billion deal. Why did you choose a SPAC? Tell me what you can do with that money, how that will be used post the deal.
Well, I think timing was really important as far as being able to take the company public, or at least position the company to go public. Silverbox was the right partner. What we wanted to do was curate a relationship with somebody that had the same mission and intent and the commitment to the veteran community. So they've been able to come to the table and commit shares as part of the deal to the Black Rifle Coffee Fund, which is our nonprofit section of the business. And I think being able to partner with somebody right now and the timing of this, as far as being able to capture, I think, market inertia, and then seize the opportunity to grow the company and maintain our commitment to hiring 10,000 veterans, because we set out with that goal 4 years ago. I said it on your show, never strayed from that mission or that focus. And this is just part of completing our promise to the American public, and that's our commitment.
That is so fantastic. Evan, talk to us about the veterans that you've hired so far and what they bring to the table. We honor and cherish our veterans, and I thank you so much for your service to this great country once again. You know, coming into business from the military, you're seeing a different mentality, a specific skill set that you're not getting elsewhere. Tell us about it.
Well, I think veterans are from, especially the post 9/11, the younger generation of veterans right now that are underemployed at a much higher rate throughout the United States. They bring a complex problem solving and split decision making matrix that I think most of the civilian population might not understand. They've been put in some of the most dynamic, complex, and dangerous problems in the world. They've been able to solve those at a very high level. They have a lot to offer the professional workplace and the American professional workplace. My job is not only to inspire and entertain people through media, it's also to lead the rest of the corporate America to say, we can do a better job of hiring veterans. We can do a better job of putting a spotlight on veteran unemployment. We can do a better job of taking care of the people that have continued to serve and sacrifice overseas, to include not only the veterans, but the veteran families. So this is a really important step for me to be able to go out and use the podium or the platform of Black Rifle Coffee to shed the light on veterans' issues, hire veterans, and create a culture that is truly authentic to the veteran way of life.
And that's why you stand apart for some of the competitors out there. But it's a crowded field, right, Evan? I know that you have a major philanthropic part of the business as well. Your company is donating 530,000 shares. That's $5.3 million with Silverbox engaged to Black Rifles Foundation. That's terrific. Who does that help? And give us a sense of the backdrop, the competitive landscape. How do you compete with such big, corporations like a Starbucks, like a Dunkin', and where does the growth come from for you?
Well, I think the main competitive edge is just being a better company. When I say that, we have a better product, we have a better company culture, we have a better mission. I think it's something that is lost in a kind of a sea of corporate whitewashes. We're a true, authentic American brand. This is an American business success story that every veteran in America should be proud of. In 7 years, what we've been able to accomplish with the hundreds of veterans hired, and then with our philanthropic endeavors through the BRCC Fund with millions of dollars, we've set up with some very intentional, mission-focused goals. One of my goals is to field 1,000+ ATV wheelchairs for service members that have been physically disabled in order to get them out in the woods, just like I get to do with my kids. I'm fortunate enough to have kept all my limbs, all my digits in the 20 years of deploying back and forth overseas with the United States military and the CIA. It's time for us to give back as a company.
Amazing.
It's time for us to put that at a front site post and continue to give back.
Terrific. Evan, thank you for your leadership and your service. Great to see you again. Big congratulations from us. We'll be watching.
Thank you.
Evan Hafer joining us this morning.